gives me great honor and pleasure to be here and to greet you as we're sitting here with Britt, a past regional director of our absolutely fabulous region. I want to tell you a little bit about how this moment came to be. Quite some time ago, and we'll talk about that a little later in our interview, I had the privilege of meeting Britt. And when I met her and I would hear her, you would just get a feeling. And as I think about where we are, and I think about our plans and all of our initiatives, there's still a little bit of missing of Britt. Now, we are happy that she is relaxing comfortably in retirement and enjoying the good life, but there's still a little bit of selfishness and me just wanting to have a little bit of my Britt. So Britt, I shared with you that I had a few questions, and I'd like to start with the first question. So can you share with us what inspired you to take on the role of regional director for the Farwest region? And how did you envision your impact on the sorority at that time?
Gosh, let's see. First thought that comes into my mind right now has to do with Kappa chapter. I had the privilege of serving as their advisor for many years while I was on the faculty at UC Berkeley. And there was a young woman, a fine student and a leader in the chapter who is now in the Omega Omega chapter. Terry McCrae, later Hill. It was Terry who first said to me, Britt, you have served as our advisor. I would like for you to run for regional director.
Wow.
You know, sometimes other people see something that you don't even envision. So I can't take the credit for it. But she planted a seed in my mind that maybe this was something that I could do, and maybe there was something that I could give. I love Delta Sigma Theta.
Yes.
And any way that I can serve, I would want to do that.
Yeah.
And that's how I came to begin to think about running for office.
And so it says, reflecting on your tenure as regional director, what do you consider your most significant achievements or initiatives that have had a lasting impact on the Farwest region?
Well, maybe someone else should answer that, but let me say, from my perspective, I hope, and it is my real desire, that when sorors reflect on my tenure, that, and I hope this is not too much to want, that they think excellence.
Yes.
But not excellence as a finite goal, but as a pursuit. Always. You achieve one level of excellence, but that's not the end.
Yes.
In everything that you do. And that was one of my themes during my tenure, the pursuit of excellence in the Far West region. And I think the sorors bought into it.
Yes.
You know,
Absolutely.
but I always stressed it's not a finite goal.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that with every task you are assigned or you decide to undertake, it's that constant pursuit of being better than you were before.
Ask you a question because we talk and part of my my vision for the region is Farwest first, and it's been really important for me, even in this conversation, to ensure that our region understands its heritage, its legacy, and the significance of being the second oldest region in the Grand Chapter. When you are home to the likes of Bertha Pitts Campbell and Geraldine Pittman Woods and Zephyr Chisholm Carter, that's a feeling of pride that you have to allow to settle in your spirit, so that you understand this is the road I'm walking, this is the cloth I'm cut from. And so with that, throughout your journey in Delta Sigma Theta, you have absolutely and undoubtedly inspired many, myself included. But who are your mentors and significant influences within the sorority?
This almost takes me back 72 years. To Beta Tau, when I became a Delta in 1952 in Wisconsin, a collegiate, soror. And back then, I don't know if you know, we had what we call mixed chapters because there weren't always enough collegiates on campus to form a chapter. So the alumni chapter brought you in to this mixed chapter. And, oh God, this is going back so far. But my first, and I was reading about her today earlier, but a Mrs. Lindsay, I'll just say, and who became my soror Lindsay.
Yes.
She was in the Beta Tau chapter and worked at the YWCA. She was a fierce go-getter. And back then, the YWCA had residences for young women coming into the area. And so she had a good job, but she gave that job up because the YWCA treated African American or Black residents differently than they did the whites.
Sure.
And by that I mean, after you had lived in the residence, say for a month or two, if you were African American, you had to move out. But the white residents could stay as long as they wanted. She gave up this good job. And, back then, in the 50s, after the Great Migration, because she had come over to Milwaukee from her graduation was at the University of Ohio, Ohio State University. That set something afire in me to see someone, who later I could call soror, who had that kind of conviction and willingness to give up something in order to make it better. Because what she did, she didn't just give up, but she later opened the Mary Church Terrell residence. It wasn't as big as the YWCA, but so that our women, Black women, could be treated with dignity.
That's right.
And so that's my very first,
I love that.
My very first.
That's amazing.
Now, to bring it forward, Vivian Osborne Marsh, Bertha Pitts Campbell, those that, you know, I just want to touch the hem of their garment.
Absolutely.
But to be of that caliber,
That's right.
and to carry yourself
Yes.
that way in Delta, that's always inspired me.
Oh, I have chills. And I'm grateful. I love you. I am just enamored by who you are, your candor, your honesty. And I'm going to wrap up with this final question that I think will be legendary. So the Doris Jackson Britt Alumni Soror of the Year Award. That's a beautiful ring.
Wow. Say that again.
Oh, yeah. The Doris Jackson Britt Alumni Soror of the Year Award.
Wow.
Wow.
That's what this is all led up to?
That's what this is led up to.
Oh, my goodness.
This award is a significant honor. What does this recognition mean to you personally? And if you had your hopes and aspirations in just however many words you can come up with now, I know we've talked a lot, to culminate how you feel, what you hope for our region and for the soror who will receive this award today, what would you want to say?
I don't want to be redundant, but the soror who receives it, I have to go back to what I said a little bit earlier, but I'll put it in different words. Your quest in the Far West, the quest in the Far West should always be about excellence. We may be a small region. I don't know if we still are the smallest, or we're not the smallest, because Central is a little. Just pursue excellence.
Yes.
Which you must have done to be the recipient.
That's right.
Of this award.
That's right. That's right.
Never let that go.
Yes.
Because it will take you to untold heights that you can't even imagine today.
Yeah.
But they will come because of your steadiness and your dedication. And just, you know, give it your all.
Yes.
There's a lot in your future.
Yes.